it's Ginny from Homestead Corner. Today I thought we could talk a little bit about proteins that we can put into our food storage that aren't meat. So today I just thought we could go over a couple of ideas of proteins that we can get into our food storage that are shelf stable, that aren't meat, because a lot of the canned meats are high in sodium and they're not always the greatest for you. So I really wouldn't recommend eating that every single day. Unless you can your own meat, then it's a total different ball game, because those meats, you put in what level of stuff that you want to put in there. So I thought we could start with like milk, eggs, cheese, things like that. Obviously we're not going to be putting fresh stuff in, but we've got like powdered milk. You can put that away in your long-term food storage, and there's about 8 grams of protein in 1 cup of milk. Even your powdered milk, you're still going to get some protein out of it. And this is the non-fat, although we want some good healthy fats as well. Not everything is going to have fat in it, and a lot of this is really lean fats. So having those meats off and on, I think, are a good idea, and kind of switching things up so you're not eating all that salty meat at once, or things like that. You can mix it up and keep it a little bit more. And cheese, you're going to get about 5 grams from each serving of cheese. So that's another great way to go. If you can get dried, dehydrated, freeze-dried, whatever, into your pantry. I dehydrated this myself, so it wasn't really that expensive, and it just took a little bit of time to get it done at home. All right, so some other things that are unlikely and a lot of people don't think about that you're going to get protein from are your rices. Rice, it doesn't have a lot of protein in it, but just regular plain white rice, you're going to get 4 grams per cup. And if you use brown rice, although this doesn't store as long, you get 5 grams of protein out of a cup of brown rice. So rice is a good thing to add to your meals. It gives you your carbs, and mixed with beans, it gives you a complete protein, so your body can sustain for a very long time on that. But rices are, a lot of people don't think about it, but there is protein in your rices. It's not a huge amount, but it's some, and every little bit adds up. You want to make sure you're getting enough protein so you have enough energy to do all the things that you need to do. And the next one is another one that a lot of people don't think about, is oats. Oats are a fairly decent source of protein. You get 5 grams in a serving of oats. So this is a nice way to get some protein in, and it's got lots of fiber. It's super good for you. It's nice, heart healthy food, and really good for you. And a couple other grains that I like to keep in the pantry I think are important. They have a little bit more protein, still not tons, but we've got some barley here. This is just some quick barley, and I think this one was pretty good. This has 5 grams per serving, which is like a third of a cup. So a third of a cup of this is going to give you 5 grams of protein, which is really good. So any of your grains, they're not loaded with protein, but you're going to get some protein. So if you can get some of those grains in you, that's going to take up some of the need for meats and things like that. And if your budget is really small, these are a great way to slip in extra protein that you need. And then quinoa is another one. This has a pretty nice serving of 6 grams per serving, which is not too bad, and that's only a 1/4 cup. And this is great. You can mix it in everything. It's really a good one to have on hand. You can mix it with so much stuff and makes wonderful meals. You can use it like rice a lot of times. The next thing that a lot of people don't think about are vegetables, because over here I've got some of our, I've got some sweet peas here, green beans and corn, we're talking like 1 gram of protein. So I really wouldn't even store these for protein. I wouldn't classify these as proteins. They've got other nutrients in them that are good for you. It's great to have your vegetables and your vitamins and stuff, but there's 1 and 2 grams in this stuff, so I really wouldn't count on that for proteins. But there are a couple that are definitely worth considering to keep in your pantry. And right here I've got Hearts of Palm. These have 6 grams of protein per serving, which is a really great amount. I was shocked that there was that much protein in here. And you could just mix this in. If you cut this up, this is great in stir fries and things like that. Soups, you can toss it in. It just gives you a little bit more protein. And then another one is field peas and snaps. This one also gives you 6 grams of protein, and there is about 3.5 servings in here. So half cup serving, you're gonna get about 6 grams of protein out of this. And a lot of people don't think, when we're talking vegetables, they don't really think about protein because most of them don't have tons of protein and there's not really enough to count it in there, although every little bit does help. And the next one is Artichoke Hearts. Artichoke Hearts has 7 grams of protein, which is just as much as peanut butter. And peanut butter is a great one to keep in your pantry. Artichoke Hearts are another great one. So I would definitely recommend, if you like Artichoke Hearts, grab some canned ones and throw them in the pantry. They really are a decent protein source. And the peanut butter, of course, nut butters, anything like that, you're going to get right in that 6, 7, 8 grams of protein. Definitely, if you don't like peanut butter or you can't eat peanut butter, if you can eat other nut butters, those are also going to give you a good source of protein. And then beans are the next one. A lot of beans are going to give you at least 8 grams per half cup. And I mean, that's only a 1/4 cup of beans. That's not very many beans, honestly. A 1/4 cup of dry beans or a half cup of cooked beans is a serving. And like, these are great northerns, navy beans, and even a 15 bean soup. You're gonna get 8 grams of protein out of these. So these are great to have on the shelf. They're like, the soup is a nice mixture of beans, has a whole bunch of stuff in there, lentils, beans, all kinds of stuff. And then your other beans are going to be anywhere between 8 and 10 grams. Just like black beans are going to give you 10 grams of protein for a half a cup. And that really is a great deal. These swell right up, so it makes, this teeny little 1 pound bag makes a ton. If you haven't cooked beans, then these little things, it don't look like much in the bag, but it really does add up, and it makes quite a bit. So, and the next thing is lentils. Lentils are another great thing. You can do tons of stuff with lentils. You can add spaghetti sauce to them. You can put them in soups and stews and add them into all kinds of dishes, really. If you have some little lentils cooked up, you can just chuck them in all kinds of dishes. I've even had them thrown into like a stir fry or rice dishes or something. And these have 9 grams of protein, which is really great. So there are other options. There definitely are other options for protein, and if you look over your vegetables, the ones you really like, you might be surprised. Spinach, I think, has 3 or 4 grams of protein in it, and you know, collard greens and things like that. So if you look over those vegetables, I think you'd be really surprised at how much protein you could add up. And it's that way, I mean, you have your meat stored. For people that eat meat, some people don't eat meat, so they're going to have more of this stuff stored. But for people that do eat meat, you know, a meatless Monday or something like that is always good. It really actually helps out on the budget a ton if you just skip the meat 1 day a week or even 2 days a week. Or, you know, when money gets tight, you got to do what you got to do for food. And if you've got these inexpensive dried goods stored in your pantry, then you're going to be able to add some proteins into those foods, and you're going to be just fine without all that meat. So although I love meat. We're pretty big meat eaters, but we do cut back on it. We take nights off from it. We do all kinds of stuff, you know. We got to mix it up. You know, I cannot stand eating the same thing every day. And it's good to just change things out once in a while. And when the budget gets tight, this is a great option. And these will give you that protein that you need. You're also going to need some healthy fats. So, you know, make sure you have oils and things like that stored as well. If you have a favorite that I didn't mention, I know there are lots of other protein options, but put it down in the comments down below. Other people might not think of them, and it's really wonderful to be able to help everybody in the community. And people need other options and ideas. I mean, these videos are just for ideas. Sometimes we forget about things. It helps trigger ideas. And if we can all help each other out just with some ideas, what a wonderful thing that is. I just love that. I think it's wonderful. So if you have other favorites that I didn't mention, put them in the comments down below. Share, share, share with everybody. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Bye!